Number 5. Dryads. In Greek mythology, they are a type of tree spirits. Usually they are associated specifically with oak trees. But as time goes on, they are said to be the tree spirits of any types of trees. The Dryads are usually described to be female and are quite shy, usually depicted with a beauty that is very ethereal. Each Dryads are born to a specific tree. They would protect and watch over that particular tree for the rest of its life. This is because the Dryads are connected to the tree it is born to. It is connected through life, meaning if the tree dies, the Dryads would also die, and vice versa. So, if anyone harms the trees it inhabits, they will try to protect its home. They might even punish the perpetrators to death. There are apparently 2 types of Dryads, ones that live inside the trees and the ones that live outside or near the trees. Number 4. Kodama. The Kodama are pretty similar to the Dryads. They live in the trees or around it. They protect the trees and its surrounding, and their life is connected to the trees it inhabits. What's different is that they aren't necessarily female. Their folklore came from Japan, and rather than ethereal beauty, they might look a little bit weird. The Kodama are currently mostly depicted as small, cute humanoid creatures, but they may also take the appearance of a ghostly apparition or the form of a light orb. They rarely show themselves to humans as they are pretty shy, but if you happen to hear an echo which took very long to return, they might be around. This tree spirits can manifest itself outside of its main tree host, and could even wander very far from the trees they are living in. They usually tend the groves around the area and help maintain the balance of the ecosystem. That's why the Kodama are seen as the god or protector of the forests that blesses the land it is in. Now, because the Kodama are connected to the tree it inhabits, it will protect it as much as it could. If it couldn't protect it and the tree still ends up being cut down, it would put a curse on the person, the whole area of the fallen tree, or even the community the person came from. The trees that are believed to house these Kodama are marked with the shimenawa, the big sacred rope tied around the big trees. So, it's obvious not to be cut down. Number 3. Alessi. This woodland spirit comes from the Slavic folklore. It protects the whole forest it inhabits. Its appearance is that of a giant horned creature with tails and hooves. Their hair is foliage such as grass and vines. They have pale skin, green eyes, and carries a club around. Saying all that, they could actually shapeshift into other woodland plants or creatures. Another way to distinguish them is by checking their shadow. They do not have any shadows. So even if you don't see a bearded horned creature carrying a club, beware of anything in the forest that has no shadow. Now, the spirit could imitate any sounds it wants. Animal sounds, human sounds, whatever it wants. They usually use this ability to lure wanderers towards them. Their intention for luring wanderers is to play with them. They're not necessarily evil, but it is known that the Alessi has no restraints. They might just tickle you to death unknowingly. Here are a few known ways to confuse or awe the Alessi from playing with you. If you find yourself lost, be calm, sit under a tree, and start wearing your clothes backwards and your shoes on different feet. And another quick way to stop it from disturbing you is by setting the forest on fire. Seeing how they are the forest guardians, they prioritize saving the forest first rather than playing with you. So while it's on fire, you should try to get out of the forest as fast as you can, or they would definitely pursue you. Number 2. Nangmai. In Thai folklore, there exist tree spirits that looks like a female human. At least that's what they like to show themselves as. These spirits are called Nangmai, which means Lady of the Tree. They are always depicted as beautiful women wearing earth-colored dresses such as green and or brown. So what does the Nangmai do? They just haunt the immediate surrounding of the tree it inhabits, like appearing and disappearing near or on the tree and just stand or sit around. The Nangmai does not die when the tree it inhabits gets cut down, but it will follow wherever the piece of wood it latches itself onto goes. If the wood is made into furniture, it haunts the furniture. If it's made into a house, well, it haunts the house. Luckily, they are pretty harmless. Until you are deemed evil or annoying in their point of view, that is when the Naumai would make your life in her immediate surrounding hard. Number 1. Bunyan. These forest spirits come from the Malay folklore in Southeast Asia. They are spirits that live in a different plane that can't be accessed by normal humans, or should I say, a different dimension of the same earth. They prefer living in the jungle or forest, making settlements or villages surrounded by nature. The Bunyan are said to look just like normal humans, with an exception of being very attractive. From older folklore, they are said to always be wearing one colored clothing from top to bottom. But seeing how they have a civilization, who knows how their fashion might have changed by now. They are said to have magical powers, but only a few could travel between our world and theirs. Humans can also travel to their world, but it needs certain rituals and conditions to enable them to travel. I guess it's a bit like a sort of visa. Apparently, those that can travel to our world can also choose to be invisible or visible to our human eyes. There are stories of humans marrying these Bunyan, and they are usually given a choice of either to continue to live in this world or go with them to theirs. There are also some other stories that if a Bunyan is attracted to you, that Bunyan would go into your dream and give you a wet dream, making you theirs and ensuring you either be single forever or finally acknowledging their existence.